Well, dinosaurs are a bad hoax. And it doesn't matter in this video, I'm coming from a perspective of function. So I'm not concerning myself with how this world was created, who created the dinosaurs, did they evolve, or anything like that. All I want to do here is examine them as a functional entity, because whether they were intelligently designed or evolved, things that are designed or evolve should be near perfect. Possibly not super perfect, there are imperfections, but they should be functional, highly functional, or they wouldn't exist, or with evolutionary survival of the fittest type style, they would falter. They wouldn't be created in the first place because they wouldn't be functional. Function is a huge thing. Whatever you want to talk about the creation of existence, function. Function, things have to be functional. Now we know in the gravity we live in on this planet, we know what weight is. Let's just put it to basic weight. The stomach of these things would fall out. They couldn't balance. I mean, it's just ridiculous to think something would be like this. Look how long that neck is, and then it has to have a tail so it balances off the legs. It's just not functional. Like the biggest animal you see on the earth is an elephant, and that has a hard time. It doesn't have a lot of dexterity, you might say. It walks on big padded feet to hold its weight, and its whole survival is based around getting enough calories in. It's got a massive calorie need. Imagine tons and tons of these big animals running around on any planet, they'd chew it to bits. Might be a way to look at it as well. Now this is a new style of thing they've created, something like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. But when I look at any of these Tyrannosaurus Rexes, I just can't help but think of whales. Even as a child, I thought they just look like a whale and had a few legs. And the tail is the tail. So a whale skeleton, add a few bits and rearrange it a bit, you'd have a Tyrannosaurus skeleton. The difference, of course, is whales function in water, where the weight isn't such a problem. But on land, there's big problems. I mean, there's big problems to try and pump the blood through this animal. The cooling of it. It just doesn't fit this earth. You'd have to believe in a totally different earth to believe in these animals. Parameters would have to be much different. But they'll put all these things, diagrams of them even having sex here. I mean, nothing is beyond the powers that be when it comes to fakery and hoaxery. And just like any of their fakes and hoaxes, we'll have to add a whole lot of sexy stuff so that people will follow it. Now look at that head. Is that a whale's head or not? Just change the teeth a bit maybe. Make them sharper. And look, balance. You tell me that could balance itself around? You've got to be joking. And the same with this one here. Look, the front and the tail. It's just not a good construction of something. Look. And look at those big bones and that there. Either fabrications or some large things like an elephant, I guess you could get them from. There's many ways to go about fabricating these things. And we know what the powers would be like with the moon. This is before the moon. This is one to spellbind the people before they had the idea of the rockets and the moon. And you can sort of trace the two together. And they've put endless movies and pictures up to make us believe. And now they're into this chicken business. They're sort of starting to turn them from reptiles into birds. That's a very strange thing. And there's actually a book on how to make dinosaurs out of chicken bones. It's advertised on the net. So there's never ending all the little links to this. The little family of dinosaurs they have. And as I said, they're all just like little characters in a Walt Disney cartoon. And they are very bird-like from that description there. And there you do, you get your pot and you boil the bones up. You can do all sorts of things with them. And they're just doing this on mass scale, of course, with whale bones and with bits of rock and supposed to be fossils and a whole lot of crap that's involved in this. Yeah, make your own dinosaur out of chicken bones. That's about the strength of it. That's about the reality. And then they had this one with a mixed up thing where they tried to say it was reptile and bird, and it's proven to be a fake. Proven totally to be a fake. And it's also funny how bear claws are very like dinosaur claws. You can see their bear claws there, and these are presented as dinosaur claws. Look, you see they're just fabricating things one after the other here, just using things which we know exist to fabricate things which we know don't exist, but they're making them as if they do. Now, would that balance itself? I ask you. Look, it's walking on tippy toes. And again, look, just similar to a whale head, other sorts of heads. I mean, giraffe skeletons would be good for this. There's so many ways to build these things up. And we've got to trust these people who make money out of all of this. They make lots of money out of this. Now, I'll be exploring this topic in a further video, but just to sum this one up, they don't fit function and form. They'd fall over, their guts would explode, they couldn't pump the blood around, they couldn't cool themselves down or heat themselves up as needed. All those parameters of existence that we take for granted that just go on around us every day, and these things just don't fit. And nothing we've seen or ever been shown is very good. It's all just fabricated stuff, and really, if you study all the story about these fossils and skeletons, you can see there's a lot of room for bodginess. We know with the moon and other things like Sandy Hook that the powers that be lie to us, so there's something, why wouldn't they lie about this? And we know it's made a lot of money, it's created a lot of dialectic, and so anything that's making money, creating dialectic and perpetuating old dragon lore, dragon worship, it's a sort of giving credibility to the dragons, you might say, big large dragons, which are in every folklore. So it's got a lot of agenda here, I can see. Huge amount, so I'll have to cover it in another video. But I can see how this really fits in even with New World Order. Try and have something that everyone can believe in. Look how the Asians take to this. So that's another topic. And we've just seen the Godzilla movie, don't forget. So they're certainly working the spells in that direction there. So please, comments on this video, I asked them to be about the function of dinosaurs. We don't want to turn this into an evolution versus creation debate. There's plenty of other videos and places you can debate those topics. Let's just keep it straight to the function of them in the atmosphere that we live on, we know as planet Earth. I really just don't think these things can fit in. The weight, the balance, they're just not functional. And that is what the purpose of this video. So what you take from that belief past that, well, that's another video, another day, another person's video, whatever. This is simply about function. So I want a lot of people there thinking, whatever religion you believe in, whatever scientific point of view you have, I want it about function. And I will be blocking anybody that's just out there saying I'm a nut job type thing. We want some nice logical debate. I recently banned this Ryan guy. I let him get away with a bit. I thought he might learn something. But as soon as you see somebody that just perpetually jumping in and saying, you know, swear words and calling everybody everything under the sun and never coming up with anything decent themselves, well, those people will be blocked. Cheers, everyone. Have a nice day.